Yo, what is going on, you guys? This is your boy Taladia Plays. We are live. It is Saturday, my dudes, and it is this week in DC. We're going to be talking about a lot of topics, and I'm joined by the boys, the usual suspects. But let me introduce the first guest. And
Oh,
here he
hello
is.
there.
Hello, hello, hello. How you doing?
I'm doing very well today, especially after that epic entrance. What's up, PK?
What's up, PK? Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Okay, second one is the one and only.
I am Phoenix!
What's up, what's up?
And finally, we bring the heat in J Heat.
Hmm.
What's
Yo,
up?
What's up,
What's up,
man?
my
yeah,
man?
it's the Human Torch.
It's the Human
He's
Torch.
on
Yes.
fire!
Yeah, I gotta get a clip of that. I need a clip of that. So, boys, how you guys been?
They've
Oh,
been
but
I'm doing all
good.
right.
pretty good.
We got a lot of topic for DC this week, isn't it? There's been a lot of news concerning DC, from David Zaslav to Henry Cavill to Titans and so on and so forth. But shall we kick things off, shall we, with David
Yes, let's.
Zaslav? David Zaslav is talking about no more for Batman. Yes, one singular Batman now.
Bye, Patterson.
Well, technically not Patterson. We're going to be talking about.
Ooh,
Uh,
spicy.
I got my Gotham Knights video script at that point where I just need to go over it before reading in the voiceover.
Nice.
Awesome, nice PK. Um, but yeah, so David Zaslav recently did an interview and he straight up said he's not gonna have four different Batmen that will confuse the audience. So let's say
Exactly.
where it has, let's say, Michael Keaton's Batman, the CW verse Batman, or even the Titans Batman, and you have Robert Pattinson's Batman and Ben Affleck's Batman. There's gonna be one single Batman. And who's that Batman gonna be? Ben
Affleck.
Affleck.
Which
Yes,
makes
Affleck.
sense when you think about it, because when you think about how James Gunn recently did a tweet where he said that everything, the movies, the TV show, the animation, are all gonna feed into one ginormous story. It makes sense that, okay, we don't want to have a Batman for HBO Max and a Batman for the movie theater. It makes no sense.
One Batman to rule them all.
Oh
One
yes,
Batman
Yeah,
to find them. And in the darkness, find them.
yeah,
of course.
yes. And they've got Jay
And I
Hughes as
will
well.
say this: the
Go on.
last thing I want is a repeat of that embargo. That's the last thing I want. But with the
True.
DC being the mess as it is, I can understand that approach.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
mean, it's cool we're getting Keaton for like the one-off movie for Flashpoint. Like, sure,
That's
that's cool.
fine.
But like, I know at one point they wanted to make him like the Nick Fury of it, and I'm just like, no,
Which
that's
is
not gonna work. That
No,
would work.
here's how I'm 100% sure it's not going to be Nick Fury, because they want the Batman that's going to be able to stick around for maybe 10 years, and Keaton's not the dude. He's too old at this point.
Yeah, Ben Affleck can do it. I mean, he's gonna be crusty as shit by the time he's done. But yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, exactly. And it saddens to me to say this, but at the same time, um, I don't see Michael Keaton doing another what's the word I'm looking for?
I mean, if they do a Batman Beyond movie, he could totally do it.
Unfortunately, here's the thing. He could do it, but with the statements by David Zaslav, it doesn't look like they're doing Batman Beyond anytime soon.
I mean, even if they do it 5 to 10 years from now, I mean, it's mostly just him sitting down, so Michael Keaton can still
True.
do it.
True.
True, but at the end of the day, they need a Batman in the universe, and who's the perfect guy to play the Batman?
And rumor has it that Zaslav really likes Ben Affleck, as most people do.
Yes.
Holy crap, he's a good Batman. Who knew?
He has great taste in Batman. Let's face it.
Though, if we're gonna be fair, Patterson wasn't
What
bad.
up?
It's just honestly, it's timing. Really, like if
Mhm.
the, honestly, if if Affleck wasn't a factor in these discussions, I would have no problem giving the crown to Patterson.
And by the way, speaking of Patterson, Taladia, I got the
Yeah.
script book for the Batman. It's really cool.
Where
But
does he get all these cool toys?
Where
it's
did
called
he?
Amazon. But
And the Bat credit card too.
yeah, exactly. But
What?
yeah,
Yeah, I need to get that clip. You want the credit card?
never
Where's
leave the
that
cape
card?
without it.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. It is a matter of timing because let me put it this way: had the Snyder cut not come out, it would have been Patterson that was the main DC Batman. They would have folded him in at that point because when you
Yeah.
think about it, the Snyder cut redeemed a lot of these actors, like a lot of them. But what's going to be funny is that if they announce that they're not going to do any more the Batman movies, I can't wait to see all the Batman cultists freak out on Twitter.
I mean,
Oh,
it's Twitter. If
Yeah,
no one's freaking out, it ain't Twitter.
But you know what's funny? Chris Wozniak followed me on Twitter just
Ah.
recently.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the guy who the original person who did the script for the Batman who's
Oh, the
suing
one
for
who's
the-
doing like the lawsuit and whatnot.
Yeah, he followed me on Twitter.
At
I
least
was
he's
like,
actually suing them instead of just raising hell on Twitter. So I'll give him that.
yeah,
Yeah. I'm sure worst best case scenario for him is they pay him a bunch of money just and say go away.
Mhm.
but
Like,
it's
alright.
crazy to it's crazy to think that the WB now is doing one single Batman for the DCU, right, and not having like two or three because it was all mayhem, right, for DCU,
Mhm.
Yeah.
right, where they had the CW verse Batman, which was well, we wouldn't say Kevin Conroy, but
It was Batwoman.
it was Batwoman, but they
It
had
was
some,
Batwoman.
what was that guy who played somebody who played Hush? They had the guy who played Hush in that show.
Oh yeah, wait. Are you talking about when they said it was Bruce Wayne, but it was really Hush the whole time?
Yeah,
That was stupid as hell.
Mhm.
yeah. So they
I
claimed
mean,
that
it's Batman. What do you the Batwoman? What do you expect?
I
yeah.
mean,
So
I got more hyped when, like, in the Arrow, Oliver Queen dropped. It could be Bruce Wayne. Is Bruce Wayne back from Gotham City yet? I'm like, oh, that's great.
Yeah, I mean
yeah,
they've said multiple they've said multiple times that like Batman does exist. Like one of my favorite references is in Supergirl, where she says like, "Oh, my cousin worked with the vigilante once, all gadgets and whatnot. It didn't
Now,
work
he said it
out
was
that
all
well."
dark.
Yeah, yeah, like they've made a couple of them, and they've been great.
yeah. But
And how will this synergy affect comics? Like, is it going to impact the comics directly, or are we just going to have a transition period?
it's gonna be I
The
think it's gonna
killing
be
John Kent.
don't
Please.
mention John Kent. Please don't.
Why did you
because-
say
Oh.
that name? Taladia, you need that clip.
Yeah, I need that clip.
I
You're not gonna-
just got to avoid saying it 2 more times.
The CW verse Batman was nothing but lazy stunt actors done by obscure filters, rush point of view.
Don't even get me started on the crapshoot that is who they cast as Bruce Wayne in Titans. He is horrible as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
Don't
He's good in Game of
hey,
Thrones, though.
don't disrespect Jorah Mormont like that.
No,
Don't
no, no,
disrespect
no.
my boy. I like
He-
that actor.
He's not. The actor's fine. The role they put him in is horrible. It doesn't fit him. He does not scream Bruce Wayne.
they shouldn't have done an old man
I-
Bruce
I-
Wayne. Where he's
I
needing
say playing strictly Bruce Wayne, I think he's good, but he doesn't convince me as someone who's Batman. That's the
Strongly
difference.
disagree on that one, Nick.
Like, I
Yeah.
said he doesn't convince me as someone who's Batman, but it's just strictly as playing a Bruce Wayne type. Because the problem is
Or a
Bruce Wayne is
Hawkeye scenario, like you see
usually
that.
an actor, whatever. I don't know, but I just don't feel like Jorah would be Batman in that scenario.
But here's the thing, right? At least they did it right with the
Mhm.
with the Titans verse and compared to the CD, where you did get actual Bruce Wayne and you did get an actual
Yeah.
Batman.
I'll give him that.
Because the CW verse had none of that stuff, and it was crazy lazy. And
Well,
like
not really
PJ
lazy. It was more their hands were tied because Gotham was going on during most of that, and by the time Gotham ended, they did Batwoman, and it just
And I love how
Oh,
Gotham
oh,
ended with
oh,
like
and
5 seconds of Batman. I'm like, well, that sucks.
it's better than we got for
yeah,
Smallville. Like
And
Smallville,
we mentioned Super Sons, so you know Tavia's got to show up. What's up, dude?
I
yeah, and
mean, I
Tevye
mean, at
does
least
show.
at least in Gotham they put him in the suit. That's better than we got for Smallville.
Yeah, at
Yeah,
least I was gonna say like what PK is saying, and it was ridiculously lazy to make most of narrative go by having Batsuit being the magoof MacGuffin, that
MacGuffin.
MacGuffin that is only one of its kind, without having any spare Batsuits.
and the worst line in Batwoman was when they go, "It's not perfect yet. It will be when it fits a woman." I'm like, "Oh, this
Yeah,
is dumb
No,
as
the
hell."
line is the suit is literally perfect, and she
Literal
says
perfection.
it will be when it fits a woman.
yeah. How
Oh
you doing,
my
Tevye?
gosh.
I
I basically took the piss out of that line in Freakier, by the way.
I
I
know,
noticed that.
I noticed that too. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, when it comes down to them focusing on one singular Batman, though, I think Ben Affleck's gonna be it. I
Yep.
think it'll be focused more in the comics as well, because you gotta remember they're gonna have all-rounder things, both in video games,
Hmm.
movies, and comics as well. Comics would be a big thing because they've just relaunched DC as well in a big way.
Hmm.
If you saw,
Hmm.
if did you see the what's it called, listings of what comics is coming out?
Yeah, we did. Went over it last night.
And like I truly believe though that that's really interesting that they announced different comics.
And
Now
what's
I
interesting
wonder,
about that, it looks like they're launching each thing individually. Like they're doing Superman first, and later Batman first. So they're making it easy to jump on because you don't have like
yeah,
1,000 books to buy.
Yeah, and it's like I said on the stream last night, it's easier for people who only like certain sections of the universe. Like if you're a Batman fan and they're launching Superman, you can just totally skip it. You're not even obligated to, and then that makes
yeah.
it easier for people because like they're not obligated to buy the Superman books, or whatever.
PK says my Batman video 2 years is still probably my most disliked video if dislikes were still visible.
I mean, they are if you have the right extensions.
Yeah, if you have the right extensions, then yeah, you can
God
find out.
bless return you two dislikes. God bless that extension.
Yeah, yeah, I love that extension. But I feel though what they're gonna do for DC Comics, especially when it comes down to one Batman, um, I think that the Ben Affleck stuff is that they'll use his stuff for the comics, for like references and stuff like that that he's done in the movies. They'll put that into the comics. I think that's what they're gonna do going forward. And I think as well when it comes down to video games, they might even ask him to do video games. Imagine
Or
that.
what they'll
He might be
do,
too expensive. I mean, I think video games and animation is probably the one place where like, okay, yeah, we'll have multiple Batman or whatever.
or
Because that's
what
just
they'll
voice actors. Because like, if I really feel like Zaslav views animation and video games as kind of a separate entity.
what they could what I think they're going to do. I don't think they're going to have like Affleck do video games. What I think is they'll basically say the design for Batman in comics and movies and animation has to reflect or closely resemble the Affleck Batman, like the
Yeah, I could
short
totally see
ears,
that.
the
I could totally
suit.
see that.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
that way it looks like Affleck, not necessarily like reflect his stories and tie into the movies, but they'll still do that. But
The
just
aesthetic,
essentially
basically.
make it so Batman looks the same in the movies, comics, TV, everything.
Yeah, like they might not use his likeness because like they'll have to pay him for that, but like it'll be like kind of like a look-alike kind of situation.
At least the suit will look very
Yeah,
similar
for
to the
sure.
Affleck suit.
Yeah, I could totally see
yeah,
that.
yeah,
They've already done it, kind of. It's like if you look at Batcat, they actually had him in the Nightmare suit. If you look at like Flashpoint Beyond, they had his Batmobile in a panel.
I always love those big wide bat cave shots when they show
Yeah.
like the multiple Batmobiles because like an artist will be like, okay, I get to put in my favorite bat thing.
Say what you want about All-Star Batman and Robin, but that that 6-page fold out of the Batcave was pretty dope.
Yeah.
No art could save that story.
Yeah,
No,
no,
but
But that fold out came pretty close though.
that fold out was pretty dope. You can't tell me that Jim Lee drawing the massive Batcave was not cool.
Oh, it was cool.
So
Even that wasn't enough to say the story.
the Batman saying video games will be a universe on its own with its own contained story.
Yeah,
Yes,
probably.
that's what
I can
I
see that.
think that they're going to do in terms of gaming is that the games are going to have their own continuity. The question is, will it be in the Gotham Knights continuity or the Justice League v Suicide Squad continuity?
I mean, I think I don't think they've gotten their act together enough to have like a singular video game universe. I mean,
I
No.
I think I think
I think even Marvel is still having trouble with that. Like, I think they've said they wanted their stuff in the same universe, but like they're still having trouble because the problem here's the problem with doing video game multiple universes. A lot of these video games are made by different companies. Like, for
mhm,
example, take Marvel for instance. The Spider-Man game was made by Insomniac. That's mostly a Sony property, while the Avengers game was made by Square Enix and was multi-platform. That's why when they did the Spider-Man DLC, it had nothing to do with the PS4 stuff because it's separate companies. It's a lot easier to do one universe when it's all being released under one company. So, but it's a
yeah.
lot harder to enforce a singular universe when you got like Square Enix making one game, Eidos Montreal making another, then Capcom making a third. You know, it's a lot harder to enforce a shared universe when it's all these different companies that all have their own agendas.
You see, but whereas Rocksteady, because they can't do a Justice League game at this point now, because I think that's out the window now because of the whole Kevin Conroy situation, and
Unless
furthermore,
they recast Batman.
I
yeah,
mean, Kevin Conroy was like what rest in peace. While he is the
yeah,
greatest Batman voice actor, he was never the only one. I mean, there's plenty of other people who
yeah.
are and will
They
take
could
up the
use
role.
the
Like,
one from Gotham Knights because I thought he did a really decent job as Batman.
Oh yeah, I mean they could
Uh,
do that, but I think if they're gonna use
the
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 Gotham
Keanu
Knights,
Batman I thought was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean the way I see
Jason
it is,
Amara?
Mm-hmm.
they wouldn't go
Okay.
for the DCAU stuff. I don't think they do the DC animated universe.
Mm-hmm.
Jason O'Mara, voice actor. I would actually think maybe they'd use for the Batman video games, especially when it comes down to that. I think they'll probably either do Roger Craig Smith,
Yeah,
Troy
and
Baker.
Justice 3 is gonna be hard to watch because like they're gonna have to recast Batman for that, and
Yeah, it's gonna
um,
be a mess.
I
That's
mean,
gonna
it's
be
not
no
gonna
fun.
be a mess. Let's. I mean, okay, I like
Continuity wise.
Kevin like the Batman animated
It's going
role
to be a
by
blow.
Kevin Conroy. Like as much as I hate to say it, like 90% of the people are not going to notice a difference. As much as I love Kevin Conroy, as much as we love him, rest in peace, you legend. It's going to be fine. It's not going to be that hard to recast his role. Like I'm sorry to be that person.
Yeah. No, we don't know who's voicing Batman in the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game, but I feel if we were gonna get someone to voice Batman, it'd probably be Red Hood or someone like that being in that role.
Jensen Ackles.
No,
Yes.
not
I mean, he has been voicing Batman in a lot of the recent stuff, and if he takes over as, I don't think anyone's going to complain if Jensen Ackles takes
No,
over as
because
the
he did a
future Batman voice actor.
fantastic job in Long Halloween.
yeah, definitely. Even though
I
he did
don't
a
think
really,
anyone's going to complain.
And
but
I guarantee you, Batman is gonna show up in Justice League Kill the Suicide Squad because there's no way he died at the end of Arkham Knight.
no, there isn't any, saying, oh no, it's that Batman is a core character for the Suicide Squad,
Yeah,
especially for Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn and Deadshot, two big
it's
characters.
different than Gotham Knights because they definitively came out and told you before the game came out, Batman's dead. With this one, as far as I know, they never came out and said, "Guess what? Batman's dead."
Yeah,
Here's what I want to know. Why not make Gotham Knights Arkhamverse canon since you already have Batman's presumed death in Arkham Knight?
It's probably you're probably running into the same thing that, like I just said, different companies. Because
it's different studios, and on top of
And the
that, Warner
story,
Brothers.
the story of Batman's air quotes death contradicts Gotham Knights.
Yeah,
also in the Arkham verse, Barbara is paralyzed.
mhm.
Yeah, like in Gotham Knights. So you can't.
Yeah, she's
I mean,
Oracle.
like in Arkham Knight, you can't do that.
Unless you want to put like a chip in her spine, like like the cop out they usually do.
But
And
when the house blows up, she's paralyzed, and then in Gotham Knights, immediately after the house blows up, she shows up as Batgirl.
yeah, that which doesn't make any sense. Um, like in terms of like continuity, if they did Gotham Knights in the Arkhamverse, I don't think that would have worked out. Um, but I feel though that if they're gonna do a continuity thing, I think it has to be in the Gotham Knights universe. It has to be because they can't do an Arkhamverse. Like they can't continue that. In all honesty,
Mm-hmm.
PK says Arkham Knight ending was such a what the fuck moment thing. That it should just get some follow up explanation that Suicide Squad Killer just should address somehow.
But I guarantee you, PK, but Claudia, if the new game universe is in the Gotham Knights universe, they'll bring back Batman. Guarantee
Yeah,
it.
yeah. They
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah, because especially if Suicide Squad doesn't do well, they're gonna want to do another Arkham game.
Agreed. I mean, if
Or,
they're gonna
but what I mean is that they'll actually bring Batman back to life in the Gotham Knights universe, because ultimately that's what they need, really.
agreed, they need to bring back Batman in some way, shape, or form, and it needs to be a big thing.
I mean,
Because,
personally, if they're gonna have a shared universe, I think it should be Arkhamverse because that's already pretty well established, pretty well defined. People like it. Like do an Arkham 4, or whatever, and then do like spin-off games and
I think the only way they could do another Batman Arkham game, it has to be either after Arkham Origins and before Arkham Asylum, where they could just do the story of Dick Grayson, because they never really touched on that properly.
True, that'd be interesting.
I mean, like
That
they could maybe they could do Under the Red Hood, but Batman Arkham Red Hood.
Arkham Knight
They
pretty much
did do Under
that.
the Red Hood. It's called
They
Arkham
were-
Knight.
yeah, it's called Arkham Knight.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah,
They could do a
It wasn't
Batgirl game.
they did that with a Matter of Family already.
Batman
Yeah.
Arkham Killing
DLC.
Joke.
They kind of showed it already
No.
in Arkham Knight,
They-
dude.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you could always
And what
do it as a full part of a game, and if you have to retcon stuff that happened in Arkham Knight, I'm sure people won't mind.
I don't
And in
think
the
they'll go
original
with
con-
Go
and in
ahead.
the original concept. Oh, thank you. In the original concept for Arkham 4, wasn't Damian Wayne supposed to be like the Arkham versus Batman Beyond?
Yeah, so the
Hmm.
next Batman game was Batman Arkham game was going to be the Damian Wayne game.
Batman
Uh,
Arkham Beyond,
Mhm.
No,
Beyond
it was
Arkham.
gonna no, it was gonna be called Arkham Legacy or something like that, of that sort. Like Ark, yeah, I like
Oh my
yeah.
god, an Arkham Asylum game or Arkham Batman Beyond game would be so cool.
No, but it was gonna have like a sort of neo-ish Gotham, but it was like
Neo
a
Gotham, like the whole cyberpunk Gotham thing. Like, oh my god,
no,
the aesthetics of that show and just like in the like with the Arkhamverse style. Oh, I want that now.
no. Damian Wayne was gonna be Batman. Yes, Damian Wayne was gonna be Batman. Uh, Dick Grayson was gonna be Bold. There was no mention of Tim Drake, but they were gonna have
No
Gorilla
Terry
Grodd.
McGinnis.
No Terry McGinnis. No.
Oh,
They were gonna have old man Bruce Wayne with a white beard being Batman in this game.
Oh, so he wasn't dead, in other words.
So we'd had a Santa bat.
Yeah, it was gonna have like two different Batmen in this game.
Santa
I've seen
bat.
a Santa Bat. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. I see what you did there, Nick. But it just all adds up that that was a mess, and that's why they never did it. And like with the Bat Cycle being the main villain, yep. Sorry, not main villain, main vehicle. Yep. I know
That
why I
gets
said
boring real quick. I wish they could add more vehicles.
You just want the BVS Batmobile in it.
No, I just want a Batmobile. I don't even care if it's the Adam West one. I just want a Batmobile. It's a
Yeah.
Batman game.
Exactly. Or the Batwing. We never got an opportunity to fly the Batwing.
Yeah, you can't tell me he doesn't have spare bat vehicles hidden across the city. You can't tell me Batman hasn't prepped.
Or Bat Missile, because we never got the Bat Missile.
Yeah, the Bat Rocket.
Yeah.
What about the Batcopter?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. You can't
that's
tell
fun.
me Batman does not have spare vehicles hidden around Gotham.
I
The ma-
love how in the Adam West show it's just literally just like perched on top of a building, at all times.
Yeah.
Matter of Family DLC would have been better if it had Jason as Robin in it, and it ended with Joker escaping with Robin as his hostage.
That
The
would have
matter
been too dark.
that no, that would have been interesting, but it's because what Rocksteady did, and they said it.
I think Claudia froze.
He's dead, Jim.
Da 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 da.
Straight in between. Can you guys see me now?
Yeah, yeah. Now we can hear you.
Okay, yeah. So as I was saying, the reason why I feel like the Matter of Family ended the way that it did, it's straight up because Rocksteady wanted Robin to have Tim Drake, and Tim Drake was the love interest for Batgirl, and it started
Oh, no.
flirting and everything, which I was like, yikes.
Plus, didn't
And
they kind of do the Robin abduction in Arkham Asylum? I thought I saw somewhere that
no,
that
No,
that's what they
Robin's
did.
not even in Arkham Asylum. He's nowhere.
Robin is.
Nowhere.
There was no references in Arkham
Okay.
Asylum,
hmm
and the only references that you got was in Arkham Knight,
Okay.
literally.
I mean,
And
Arkham City. You had Robin reference. I mean, I think in some of the challenge maps you can even play as Robin in Arkham City.
it was
He
set. Yeah,
shows
it was
up.
set. Yeah. So like the Batman is saying, it was set too late in the story for that to work, and they wanted it. They wanted the twist to hit, and it kind of hit in some way, but it also failed in some capacity too, because some people just like, nah, this doesn't sound right. It doesn't look right. So
Yeah, it was just under the red hood with a new coat of paint. That's really all it was.
no, I mean, in terms of the amount of family DLC, it just didn't feel right.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's what people are saying. Um, so moving on from that topic for no more Batman, shall we talk about James Gunn's tweet?
Hmm.
All right.
Because yeah, shall we? You got the tweet, yeah?
I can pull it up.
Yeah, put it up, and then we
Okay.
can talk about it.
Let me do that real quick.
Yeah, wasn't he going on about like stuff about like leakers and whatnot?
Yes.
Yeah, I know he had the hate boner for our favorite person ever, Grace Randolph.
Everyone
Yeah,
has
everyone
hates
has
her.
everyone has
Anyone
that
with
problem.
a functioning brain has a hate boner for her,
Yeah,
I just ignore her.
which is the actually the correct thing to do, by the way.
yeah.
So
Um,
Jay Heath's got the right idea.
yeah, Jay always got the right idea. I don't know.
Usually he does. Usually he's pretty on the mark.
Trying to
Usually.
find
Yeah.
it. Hang on.
All right. While we wait on that, guys. So if you guys don't know, I'll just promote this up right now. Is I've posted up my Gotham Knights review, so make sure you guys do check that out. And it's a pretty non-biased review for its good points and bad points for the game. So if you guys do want to check that out after the stream, make sure you do check it out and leave a like on that. It's a pretty truthful and honest review.
Yeah, please check this. Check it out. Tlade's been really putting his heart and soul into Gotham Knights. It's time Gotham paid him back.
Oh, I think Jay is having issues.
I killed
Yeah,
him.
he
I,
always
I,
does.
I killed his stream. So
Yeah.
yeah, he was
Uh,
just being too awesome.
For some reason I
getting
can't
jealous.
find it.
hold on, he's back.
Hang
What
on.
Did you click?
happened?
Did
Oh,
you click
cool.
on? Did you click on the wrong button?
I guess I did.
Mhm.
I sent him an email that said hot storm titties, and he couldn't resist.
Okay, here we go. Is this what
Alright.
you were talking about? Hang on.
Let me see. Yeah. Let's full screen. Let me full screen it. Where is it? Yeah. Anyone who says they're in the know about anything in the future DCU is bullshitting because right now that's only truly me and Peter's, which means Peter Saffron.
Yeah, I can believe it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Same here.
what do you guys think though? Like now he's called this out. He's calling the scoopers out.
I mean, yeah, because
What
like, I mean, let's just kind of put our cards on the table. Not like 80% of scoopers are just literally just making shit up, and honestly, it's been getting really freaking annoying when like, oh, a scoop dropped and everyone's talking about it, it ends up being bullshit, and like you try and call it out, and like people are like, why did you believe it? Like they actually get like personally offended. It just fucking annoys me. Like some scoopers are cool, like Saul and Geekosity and whatnot, but like the rest of them can all go fucking suck a dick.
And
Good
I'll
thing
be
we're not
honest,
on Jared's channel right now.
but the way I see it is that James is a great person, like in terms of like him as a DC head, and I'm pretty sure he's got a plan that I tweeted at him about the fact that if video games are involved in his 10-year plan, he never replied to it, which I find I think that's okay, that's fine.
I
But
mean, yeah, he's the head of DC. You think he's gonna reply to every tweet?
no, not every tweet, no. Um,
At least he's
but
replying to some tweets, though,
yeah, at least he's replying to
which
some
is more than we
tweets.
got the past 5
Yeah,
years.
my opinion is I'm kind of reserving judgment until we see what he does because right now he's just talking about stuff. I'm hopeful, but I don't want to get like my hopes up, get all wrapped and be like, oh, DC saved, and then like nothing happens because like DC has a habit of like hiring people like because remember at one point we thought Jeff Johns was going to be the savior of the universe, and then look how that turned
Oh,
out.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
And by the way, remember that he also later tweeted that he's going to reveal the plan for the movies in January. So we'll also have a better idea of what's going on when we get that film slate.
Yeah, because that stuff has come nearly close to an end. Because I
Mhm.
remember there was an article about it from the heroic what's it called, Hollywood Reporter or something like that.
Can we
And
all agree that next year's Comic Con is going to be amazing?
Yeah,
yes,
that's
yeah,
going to be the one because that's when you think about it, that's the judgment call to see if people are excited for what James Gunn has. Because guess what, that's direct the fans right there. The
Henry
fans will
Cavill's going
tell
to
you.
come back to Comic Con, you know it.
yeah, definitely. But it's gonna be a big Comic Con coming forward, and now with James Gunn at the forefront of him doing the creative stuff,
Imagine
and
if
Peter
Snyder
Safran.
walks on stage.
No, no, no. Snyder's gonna be another 2 years, 2 or 3 years. Given
No, it
that's to
ends
give
in,
back
in well, it ends. Okay, it's next year's.
2 years,
because you
dude. It's
got
gonna be 2 years.
it's gonna be 2 to 3 years. Given fact because not only is he working on Rebel Moon, but Netflix will probably ask him to do another movie or some stuff like
Because
that.
you got the Army of the Dead sequel, you got the Army of the Dead animated series, you got that Greek myth animated series. He's packed up right now.
Can
Yeah.
also can I just say I'm actually really excited for Rebel Moon.
Oh yeah, that's a.
Yes.
I've seen promotionals, not promotional. I've seen what's the word I'm looking for?
Dawson, artist for my comic book, was actually on the set for Rebel Moon. Just want to rub that in your faces. And
I hate you.
this is it's turning into what I've long said. Imagine if Zack Snyder did a Star Wars movie, and that's what Rebel Moon technically is.
Yeah, because wasn't it like his Star Wars pitch, and then he just decided, frick it, I'm just gonna strip out the Star Wars and
You know
make
what?
my
The
own.
Batman. You're right. If SDCC will be dope next year, what if Ben comes out? Ben Affleck
What
I
if
comes
guess
that's
out.
when
that'd
they
be
announce the Batfleck
highly
movie?
likely.
That would be a really good time to announce the Batfleck movie alongside the Superman stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, they're
honestly.
probably gonna have the Trinity there. It's probably gonna be Ben, Gal, and then Henry,
Henry.
And
and
then
then
announce a Trinity
maybe throw in
movie.
Jason Momoa for the cool factor.
I
Yeah.
still think I still think Momoa is going to be double casted as well. But I mean, come on, that's a solid casting choice. Just don't have
I just
Aquaman in the movie.
it's
Solve the problem.
It's not gonna be a double act. It's not gonna be double casting though.
while he
DC
would be
does.
good for Lobo, I'm not sold on the double casting. I think it would confuse too many people.
Yeah, it would confuse too many people. I think instead of that, they'll have him direct. I think that'd be something he'd be really passionate. He's passionate about the character, so
I
if
mean,
anyone,
Aquaman showing up in Lobo, like I could see that happening. You know, like have him interact with Aquaman just to put Jason Momoa in the movie and have him like verbally spar or throw hands. You know, I think that would be cool. I could definitely see that.
true, but I think Jason Momoa, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Directing would be a big deal for him.
Yeah.
Uh, and
Dude,
Okay.
what if the project is Aquaman versus Lobo? How badass would that be?
that would be a dream. That would be a dream.
Dude, Jason
I mean,
Momoa
he
is
is like a bounty
Aquaman
hunter
versus
kind of
the
thing. Like, what if the bounty is Aquaman?
yeah, dude. Jason Momoa versus the main man. Tell me that
Mhm.
wouldn't sell out.
No,
Yeah.
it wouldn't. It would sell a lot more money than you can imagine.
Honestly, as much as I like Black Adam, it would sell more than Black Adam.
Oh,
It
That,
would. It
that's
would.
a
you
hot
notice
take.
how Lobo has like space dolphins as like like what
And
what if
Aquaman can
like the
talk to
scene
them.
where he's talking to the space all like, dude, you hitting on my dolphins?
Yeah,
And
yeah, Bastich.
the Batman goes, if it was in a separate universe, yeah, but in the same one as Lobo, I don't know.
Todd Chadwick would be a good
Yeah,
backup if
with
you did
Zaslav
want to do
wanting to
double.
make like one universe for everything,
Yeah.
he's not gonna
Mm,
spin it off into like an alternate universe kind of thing. If this was 5 years ago, then yeah, I could totally see them doing that. But now, no.
Had he not been cast as Aquaman, I would have cast Jason Momoa as Lobo. Let's face it.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I
yeah.
don't think
Yeah.
the argument is he'd be a bad pick for Lobo. I mean, quite the opposite. But like, it's just
Whether you
double
could
casting
justify a
that's the
double
sticker.
casting. Yeah.
You can't really. I agree with Nick on this one. As weird as that is to say,
Oh, come
um,
on.
because I
We
do
have
think
found
double
common
casting would
ground.
be for the general audience. Obviously, the four of us and everyone watching this would be able to like
Yeah,
We're
differentiate,
all a bunch
but
of
the
nerds.
general audience would be like, I thought, why is Aquaman a bounty hunter?
yeah, but I have to agree with Jared that they can't do double casting. It'd be too
Also, if
confusing.
we're casting Jason Momoa and shit, I want him for the Crow so badly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? That's a really good shout there. That's a really, really good shout. But talking about the DCU stuff, let's talk about Henry Cavill.
My
What
man.
now?
My man. And Henry Cavill seems to have a problem, apparently, according to rumors,
Oh my
that
gosh.
is,
I saw this. I think everyone's freaking out, but and making all hoopla about nothing. Of course, he hasn't signed the contract yet, because guess what? It takes a while to sign these freaking contracts.
yeah,
What probably happened when he made that video on Instagram was they invited him back as Superman, and what he really meant was, I'm in the process of negotiating, but I want to come back as Superman.
I think
yeah,
I think um I think what it was is they probably reached a point in the negotiations where they felt comfortable with him like alluding to the fact that he's back or whatnot, but like he's probably not
He
signed
left.
yet because like
He
they could
left
easily
Witcher.
just pull it back and say, "Oh, it was just a one-time cameo." That was a deal. That was always a deal. No, we were
Sure
never
was.
thinking about bringing him back. I don't
plus
know
the
what you're gaslighting into.
Xavier says, plus the rap is nonsense.
Yeah, true.
True. If it's by Humberto Gonzalez, never trust Humberto Gonzalez.
I mean, Dumberto
Or if
Gonzalez.
it's by Screen Rant,
Yeah,
like if it's a Screen
Isn't
Rant
he the
article, you know
dude
they're just
that
trying to
tried to
stir
say?
stuff.
Isn't he the dude that tried to say we cheated with the Oscar vote?
yeah,
And the Oscars themselves came out and said no, it was legit.
yeah, pretty much. Made him look like a fool,
And
just like those
any more of
painters.
a fool than he already is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I'll tell you this much: most, if not all, the Hamada regime is going to get blacklisted.
Yeah,
Oh, Hamada's
He got a
already
job
at
with
Paramount. Like
Paramount
he's already failed upwards. They've already
doing horror though. So you know what? Okay, because he's a horror guy. He was a bad choice for DC. He was a better choice for horror movies. So I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
Wait, he's doing
definitely.
Paramount's horror movies?
What?
Vada's doing Paramount's horror movies?
Yeah.
Oh, so they're putting him in charge of the Halo show. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. I love that, Nick. Thank you. Thank you. That is scarier than Annabelle, dude. That show.
I'm sorry,
So,
that was a low hanging
so,
fruit.
so bring it back right to Henry Cavill, right? I don't know if you heard this, right? But they're not gonna do the Super Sons yet. They're not gonna do Damian Wayne. They're not gonna do John Kent. Just to
Well,
let
I've
you
tell
guys
said
you
this
this
know.
for a
now.
long time, of course, and Tavia's pissed, but they're not going to do the Super Sons for at least, I don't know, 5-10 years.
Because they're gonna build up on Connor Kent first.
Yeah, Connor's going to be the Superboy if they're going to do a Superboy.
Put him in the
Yeah.
leather jacket.
Okay, but don't have the stupid 90s hair.
Give him the
It doesn't-
90s hair.
Yeah, they're not gonna
Well,
do
actually, the thing is that the whole broccoli hairstyle kind of came back into style. So like they could actually do it.
You
But
can make
here's
it
the thing,
work.
Nick. In live action, the way that the DC universe is set up, they would probably go with the t-shirt and jeans, which is good because
Yeah,
guess where it would
Put him
lead
in a
to?
leather jacket.
I hated
Okay.
the O3 characterization because all they did was just make them
Humberto, who
really
hated the
angsty.
first Ant-Man movie, has hated DC since Snyder started back in 2013.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, nobody trusts Humberto because he's just an idiot.
He's a hack.
Yeah. And then Grace Randolph, she's just a vindictive cunt.
I love what's funny about how Grace Randolph works for Warner Brothers and she still doesn't get stuff right.
And James Gunn has literally called her out in his tweet, so that makes me happy.
Yeah.
Literally. So, but that being said, though, guys, Henry Cavill's situation, right? It's pretty big in terms of him coming back, right? What do you guys want to see in terms of his return? What stories would you like to see adapted?
Him fight Brainiac. Let's face him
Yeah.
fight Lobo,
No,
actually. That's what I want to
no.
see.
Comic run, like in a comic run.
Oh,
I
comic
actually
run.
wouldn't mind like the Legion of Superheroes popping up.
It's a little late for them to
A little
introduce
early,
the
I'd
Legion.
say.
No, in
Little
terms of
late.
Superman's timeline, it's a little late because they have to come up when he's a kid, and they can't just all of a sudden retcon. By the way, he was hanging out with the Legion when he was a kid. They can't do that.
I mean, they could always say they erase his memories.
Yeah, but they can't put from a general audience perspective. They can't just all of a sudden throw this in there.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
In terms of what stories I would want to see in comics, that's a good question. Honestly, I would love to see like maybe any of the Earth One stuff because they kind of adapt a lot of that into the Man of Steel, but I feel like they could adapt more of that. They could do Superman. Obviously, Kingdom Come is like a dream movie for like later on
that's
down the
pretty
road.
far down the line, though.
Yeah.
No, but I know down the road they already did Doomsday, and honestly, Superman Wonder Woman is my dream one.
No.
Yes,
no.
yes. We know.
Wonder
no.
Bat is canon for the the Snyderverse.
Yeah, and yet our good friend Snyder already casted Catwoman.
Yeah.
Yep. And he had the perfect casting.
Yeah, I
And
agree
only-
on that one.
And this is a Wonder Bat stream, just to let you know.
You're in enemy territory.
Where's that leave studio button?
You're in enemy territory.
So
You don't even care about Wonder Bat, Nick. Stop pretending like you have skin in the game.
Hey, some people just want to watch the world burn, okay?
Yeah.
Hey, that's a Dark Knight reference. I got that. So but no. What do you mean no? But Batman.
I think you need to know to Wonder Bat.
He is rejecting the best ship ever.
And by the way, the Batman, you just became my favorite person. Thank you. It's gotta be Catwoman.
Okay, Jay he has to go. So Jay he thanks for popping on.
Yeah, nice seeing you, brother.
If
No
you
All
got
right, see
any
you,
problem.
last
dude.
Take care.
Jay, if you got anything to say, promote yourself. Then never
All
mind.
right, you gotta go.
He had to go, but we'll leave a link to his stuff in the description.
Oh,
Mhm.
What?
oh, oh,
Oh,
oh, oh, oh, oh,
oh,
oh, oh.
oh, oh.
We killed him. We killed
We
Jared.
killed him.
Jared has stopped ceasing to function.
He's like, I guess won the battle day. Yes, yes, won the battle day.
Boy, Jared, he really stuck it to
All
him.
right, I gotta get some of my Super Wonder friends on my stream, and we gotta like
Super Wonder Friends.
review.
That actually sounds kind of cool.
Yeah,
Lad has to be on that show. We gotta ask Lad's opinion on this.
And
Lad,
then Lad says he's a Wonder Bat fan.
lads like you, Nick. He says it just to piss me off.
Well, the thing is, Lad won't say because like he'll be sitting right next to you, and then the stream will become a snuff stream because like you'll literally choke him to
Did
death.
you both were on the Snyder Cut stream where he talked about that? What are you talking about?
yeah, I know. We're just trying to have a laugh and a joke. Anyway, let's switch over to Titans. First three seasons, shall we? Not
I
three
haven't I
seasons.
haven't
First
watched
three
it yet,
episodes.
so
First three
um,
episodes. So it'll be a non-spoiler, but we'll talk about it in terms of like what we saw about
General.
general. Yeah.
I like it. I like what they're doing. General. They're doing like interesting stuff with the characters. I like how they bring in. They have them now going to Metropolis now, which who could have seen this coming?
yeah, they pretty much have like a different like area every season, which that's fine.
Which, yeah, I'm like, all right, that's cool. I like how they basically deal with the whole Superboy is half Lex Luthor, half Superman thing. I think that's really cool.
Yes, definitely. Um, I also think that I like the idea of you know the whole band together on a
Mhm.
bus going on a road trip.
But
Yeah,
it's a
it's a
Bat
callback to
family road
season
trip.
one. It's a
The Bat
kind of it's kind of a callback to season one because season one was kind of like a road trip as well.
Yeah, but at least they got it in style. I
The
mean, they're
thing
going.
is, my one complaint about Titans in general is that I hated what they did with Barbara Gordon.
Oh yeah, don't get me started there.
She was basically Catwoman. I'm like, oh, that sucks.
Mhm.
Although, Barbara and Nightwing are a couple in this universe, Nick. Or is this canon that
Yes.
it happened?
I mean, to be fair,
Canon.
Dick Grayson has slept with Starfire, so there is that as well. So
Mhm.
Oh, don't get me started on that as well, because that was that was hard to sit through.
why that? Like I don't know.
I know, but
I mean, essentially in Titans, Dick is the father, and then and Starfire is the mother. I mean, that's how it effectively works. So
um, the Batman Goes Titan season 4 is starting off very good. It just needs to stick to the landing at the end.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
so how are they handling Tim's rate? Because like I saw the previews and it just didn't look good.
Oh.
It's a little bit like it's a little corny, and they're sort of hinting that they're doing the whole Bernard thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm not gonna like
In
that.
other words, no Stephanie Brown, Nick.
Titans are also pushing
Yeah,
terrible Team Drake, Robin, and Bernard romance. Yeah. Yeah.
which
Pretty
makes
much.
no sense.
So I know what Jim Drake and Bernard as a.
No
I
one
mean,
does Tevia.
no one does. No one does Tevia. So, um, but like the first three episodes were solid though. You gotta
Solid.
give yeah, solid episodes. They weren't as as bad as people make it out to be. I mean, especially the first one. Oh,
I
the
mean,
first one.
they just have to stick the landing.
Yeah. Dick Grayson has basically slept with everyone in this universe. Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, that's pretty on point for his character. I mean, he is DC's biggest man whore.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. Yeah, slept with
True.
everyone.
I'll give you that. And that Nightwing suit, the suits in this show look fantastic, particularly the Nightwing and the Deathstroke suit.
why is other media pushing Tim Drake and Bernard as a couple? Who wants this
because
bullshit?
they're trying to have synergy. Tevia,
They're
if he's with the run,
trying to normalize it, and I don't know. Like
Yeah,
Tim Drake has always been a niche character to begin with. Like the average person doesn't even know who Tim Drake is. Let's be honest.
whenever
yeah.
anyone thinks of Robin, they think of Dick Grayson. Honestly,
And PK says, when one version of a comic character turned gay or bi, then why do all the versions have to be turned as well?
Well, yeah, it's a
synergy,
synergy. They want it's a synergy.
Yeah, they made Tim Drake bi in the
which is why
Gotham Knights game.
Tevia do not. I repeat, do not want Young Justice to come back because of Superboy. Because if they bring in Jonathan Kent, it will be the 17-year-old like soup. They will turn him into the 17-year-old super son of Kal-El kid.
Yeah, Young Justice would totally do that.
What about Batman the Animated Series show that showed Tim Drake Robin?
I
That
mean, honestly, that Tim Drake was kind of a combination of Jason and Tim personality
yeah,
wise. Like they
yeah,
literally gave him Jason's origin.
yeah, pretty much.
And the
Mhm.
thing is, that is literally the biggest media appearance of Tim Drake. Because like Tim Drake doesn't really. I mean, outside of the video games, which only like if you're playing a video game, you're probably a super fan anyway. But like the average person knows of Dick Grayson, maybe Damien, and then Jason Todd is like, oh, the Robin who died. That's about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not sure if they're doing a hard reboot to respond to what the Batman is saying, but it looks like they're trying to like. I think what happened is Discovery probably told them you have a year because the year-long event. You have a year, and why did Nick leave? You have a year to
I
basically
have no idea.
fix a lot of the damage that you did to the brand.
Yeah. Also, Tevia says, Young Justice, Young Justice, uh, animated series won't do that. They won't age up John Kent and Superboy.
No, they will,
They will.
dude. Okay, so I'm gonna I'm gonna give you a little bit of a Jared analysis here. The reason why it got canceled is because the writers started putting their own personal politics. The minute you have Halo showing up in Markovia or wherever the hell Brion is, just to tell them what her pronouns are, do you really think it's beyond the writers to have John Kent show up and be the 17-year-old John Kent?
I'm sorry, Halo is such a fucking mess. Like, I like her character. Like, I think she's kind of adorable. But like, it's like she's Muslim, but she's not Muslim. It's like she's literally a mother box that has infested a human corpse. It's like such a fucking mess.
Yeah, Tevia, you're putting way too much faith in these writers, dude. And remember, Young Justice got canceled because the most recent season had horrible viewership because the writers put their own personal politics into the. No. What I'm saying, Tevia, it's not that I don't mind her being bi either. I do not mind. I'm just saying because of that, do you really think it's beyond them to make John Kent bi as well and do the whole Son of Kal-El thing? Do you really think it's beyond that?
I mean, to be fair, they could very easily just have John Kent show up and say, "Oh yeah, I've always existed in the universe. You just never talked about me." Young Justice pulls that kind of shit all the time.
They do time jumps all the
No,
time.
it's not even a time jump situation. It's just more of a John Kent has always existed in the universe. They just never talked about him, and now he shows up in Young Justice. He's 17 years old. They don't even have to do like aging up, time skip.
But
They just have him
Tevia,
No,
walk
he
onto the
did show
series.
up as a
Tevia, but,
baby, Nick, in the most recent series.
but
Oh,
Tevia,
show him as a baby. Okay,
Tevia,
that's different.
here's something for you as well. Young Justice is on the season 4. How are they going to do a season? If they do a season 5, how are they going to keep him at age 11? They can't. They have to age him up, literally,
I mean, they
because
could just do some like parallel universe shenanigans where it's like or just he gets hit with an aging ray, or like he gets kidnapped in the dimension. He gets like where like time flows faster, so it like ages up or whatever. I mean, there's
It's
plenty of
just
options they can do.
it's play of options, but I don't think that they're gonna go with such a comic book way of de-aging
Yeah,
him.
I never said it was a good idea. I was just
yeah, being
Mhm.
hypothetically speaking, that's hypothetical. call it
Yeah.
there. But PK is saying the Finnish language does not have pronouns. It is only pronoun that can be twisted depending on the sentence for it in every case for form of han.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like Spanish, where like it's very boy or girl. Like the language is very like they have that's why like they try to put that Latinx bullshit where most Hispanic people they view that as like a slur now.
And
Hmm.
they yes, they have used politics before. I'm not denying that, but it never became the whole story. That's why season 4 tanked.
Yeah, it tanked big time.
Also, I think we also need to kind of face the facts. Young Justice was always a
It was niche.
niche audience to begin with,
Yeah,
and I think
yeah.
even the niche audience is kind of losing steam.
It got to the point where it lost its niche audience. Let's face it.
Yeah, because even in its prime of season 1 and 2, it had a strong cult following. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, Young Justice fans are passionate. As a Snyder person, I respect that. But like, we need to kind of face facts that the difference between Snyder and Young Justice is you don't see Restore the Young Justice verse trending literally every other day.
Nope.
And by the way, Tevia, yes, you can trust Greg Weisman. It's just here's the other issue: is that it could be out of his hands. It could be let's say they bring it back. It could be that his boss comes to him and say, okay, so all these characters have to reflect the way they are in the comics. And how is John Kent in the comics currently?
He
Aged
is
up.
17 years old and gay as fuck.
Yeah. So, dude, it doesn't matter what Greg Weisman wants. It could be it goes over his head.
Yeah. Yeah, Greg
Literally.
Weisman's a great creator. Like he has a great hit. Like he did Gargoyles. He was involved in Avatar. Like yeah,
Oh, he's
he
great.
I trust him.
Tevio, we know that you're passionate about Superboy. We'll say that. We know that you're passionate about the
Kind
character.
That's an
But we're
understatement.
just
of an
saying, we're
understatement,
just
but
trying.
yeah.
We understand where you're coming from, but the fact is, the facts are there. They aren't gonna keep him at age 11. They're just gonna keep him. They're gonna age him up if they bring it back for season 5 of
Should they bring
Just
it back?
should have been.
I still think they're not bringing it back.
No, they're not bringing
I
it back
I
because the
I I,
focus
I doubt it, but
because they're
I
too
wouldn't be surprised if they did.
because they're too much focused on Titans
Mhm.
and stuff like that.
And Times is ending.
And Titans is ending, and it's literally one of the greatest, one of the decent live action shows that did get a really good run.
Mhm.
Honestly, the fact that I got 4 seasons because this show has always been a mess. Let's be fair here. Titans has always been a mess from day one. The fact they got 4 seasons when like I am shocked they got a second season. Like it's one of those things where like the fact that they got a second season and then a third and now a fourth.
Mhm.
It is a miracle they even got a second season because like I don't think people remember just how much of a mess that show was, and it's like literally the season finale of season 1 was the first episode of season 2. That's how much of a mess that show was.
And Tevia, Stargirl got canceled for different reasons because
Yeah,
the station that hosted it didn't want to do any DC stuff anymore.
what's that thing next or
I
something
mean,
like that?
to be fair, Stargirl was always meant to be an HBO Max show that just happened
Yeah,
to air on CW. That's why Stargirl always
yeah.
seemed to have like slightly higher production value. It's like oh, they have Luke Wilson as the dad. Like I'm sorry, but like you would never have gotten Luke Wilson for a standard CW show.
And it's the same thing can be said for Superman and Lois. That
Mhm.
show is literally might be on the end as well because they want to keep it one universe. But that has the same production value as Titans in terms of HBO stuff.
Plus,
Yeah.
So
remember, Titans and Stargirl, they all started on the DC Universe app.
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
No,
So
Stargirl was HBO Max. I don't think Stargirl was ever on DC Universe.
HBO Max did not exist back then.
no, it didn't. No. So
Hmm.
but it's crazy though that Titans is coming up like what? It's only got 11 episodes, is it? Or has it
Mhm.
got how many episodes has it got?
In terms of this season,
Yeah,
okay, I'll check.
because
Okay.
that is something I would really love to discuss.
But
And on
yeah, like
season 4,
honestly,
right?
honestly, it's a
Yeah, season
miracle.
4.
It's a
12.
miracle. It's a miracle it's still on. So I'm not really too upset about it ending because, like I said, it's a miracle it even got a second season, let alone a third or a fourth.
And Tevye, you don't have to give up hope. I'm just saying, let me put it this way: it's more likely Zack Snyder comes back than Young Justice continuing.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, it's actually pretty likely Zach's coming back, so that's kind of false academy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true.
Yeah,
I agree on that one.
you don't have to give up on season 5, um but the fact is that they're gonna do Superboy Connor Kent, and they're gonna just keep it as that. And
Yeah, because
Age
it's
of
really easy to just pop out a clone. And come on, you don't think Amanda Waller is developing a Superman clone with Cadmus?
Yeah.
I mean, come on,
Plus,
come on.
here's the thing. Also, I guarantee you that when Zaslav said we're only having one Batman, what he really meant was we're only going to have one version of each character. Like, there's not going to be two Supermen. There's not going to be two Superboys. So what I think he's going to do is say, okay, so Connor is the Superboy. We're just going to do that. Everyone's going to have their own unique. In other words, legacy characters are going away.
Hmm.
Thank God,
Thank God for that.
because it's a mistake, honestly, at this point. Because whenever anyone here, let me ask you this, Teledia: when you think of
Mhm.
Superman, who do you think of?
Clark Kent,
What about Batman?
Bruce Wayne.
So tell me you don't think of Jace Fox and John Kent?
No.
So there you
I have a
go.
question for you guys. What if Superboy instead of being a clone of Clark Kent, he's a clone of Zod, or at least he has a mixture of Superman and Zod DNA? Because they still have they have access to the Doomsday Corps, so
They
they have
could,
access to.
They could.
and
Because
honestly,
I feel like having him be strictly Zod's clone wouldn't probably for the best. They need to have him be like or at least or at the very least a 3-part hybrid of Zod, Clark, and Lex.
and remember, to go off of that, Nick, the reason why they used human DNA for Lex is because the Kryptonian DNA was too unstable.
Hmm. And Tevia, they're probably gonna do Wally West as Kid Flash, not as the Flash.
At least at first.
If they do a reboot, or they'll
Yeah.
have like Barry. If they do Wally West as the Flash, they'll have Barry like almost retired or like one foot in the door. He'll be the emergency Flash, kind of like
Or they might do Bart Allen as Impulse.
Ooh.
what I was gonna say is kind of
I guess
like
I think Bart Allen is a more likely choice because you can just have him come from the future and
so.
have it
Wait,
be like Barry's
I just,
grandson or whatever.
I was looking this up, right? It's funny
Mhm.
that we never got a speedster in Titans.
Because the speedster would solve every single issue.
No,
Exactly,
no,
exactly.
no, no, in Titans TV show.
No, I know. That's why I'm saying, because the
To be
speedster would solve
fair,
all those plots.
Superboy kind of fills that role because like Superboy can actually go really fast. Superboy kind of fills the speedster role. Let's be fair.
But as I was saying with Barry Allen, what they'll do is they did it kind of well in Infinite Frontier. They had Barry Allen be the Flash on the multiverse team that was traveling the multiverse, while Wally West was the Earth Prime Flash. In other words, they'll find some way to remove Barry and have him be doing other stuff, or
It
have him
was
be
me,
retired
Barry.
if they want to have Wally West be the Flash. It was me, Barry. I need that as a clip for my
It
channel.
was me, Barry. It was me all along.
Mhm.
Oh, I really want Anthony Starr to play Reverse
Yes,
so bad, so bad.
yes.
Yeah,
Because
it needs to happen.
I could totally see Anthony Starr saying that line too. Like I could literally whenever you hear I literally hear his voice saying that.
Whenever I watch Homelander, I pretty much imagine him as Reverse Flash, and it's spot on.
Yeah,
I
pretty much.
also, if they ever have him reverse Flash, I just want a shot of him drinking milk, just to upset the boys fans.
Oh,
Like,
geez, that'd be great.
just like a
That'd be
glass of milk. He's like, oh, that's good.
that would be cool. That would be cool. But yeah, in terms of DC topics, that is it. Unless you want to bring up any other DC topic discussion for this week.
Let's see. Is there anything else that we really want to talk about? No, it's not anything for me, I don't think.
I know Nick said that there's not much else. But I know there's one other topic that he wants to talk about, and it's kind of off topic. That is Pokemon.
Oh
Pokemon,
boy.
gotta catch up. It's time so
There
true.
was one thing though that's related to that. At least Ash finally won a tournament.
Yeah, at least Ash.
uh, yeah, I stopped caring about that after like his gala, his other win, because like to me it's like, oh, Ash finally won one. It's like, so Orange Island doesn't count, you know. It's like people are using whatever qualifiers they can. They just want their feel good moment. I just don't care.
Well, Tevia, oh my gosh, that's because actually, you know what, Talada, you want to take this?
Yeah. Also, technically, because if DC was so confident pushing against it. No, Tevia is because Super Sons they did the animated movie because it was popular in the comic run, and now they're not gonna do um a they're not gonna do Super Sons young Super Sons again. They're just gonna
I mean,
keep it with
honestly, I mean, I actually got to say I'm with Tevi on this one. I really think John Kent should be 11, 12 years old. Like,
Oh, me too.
I think the
yeah.
pairing of him with Damian Wayne doing Super Sons, I think that is such a great marketing opportunity. Um,
To be
you know,
clear, we agree with you, Tevia, that he should be 12 years old. We just don't think DC is going to do it anytime soon.
No, they're not gonna do it anytime soon. That is something that unfortunately that is what DC is focused on in the future. They're not doing anything in the
Thanks,
past.
Bendis, you idiot.
so yeah,
Yeah.
about
But in
that
terms
Pokemon.
about
So
that
yeah,
Pokemon, yeah, PK says I finally learned how to stream from my Switch and have done two Pokemon Violet streams.
nice. I got Scarlet myself, and I got it at the midnight launch, and I've been playing it so far, and honestly, I've been liking it. Like, cause see, I was one of those persons who I never really got into Sword and Shield, cause like I like all the controversy of Sword and Shield. I kind of dipped out. I got back in through Legends Arceus, which is like that's just an amazing game. Um, and Sword and Shield is gameplay wise is such a big improvement. Graphics wise, it's a lot better. I mean, yeah, I have noticed some dips here and there, some frame rate dips. Uh, Textures can be kind of hit and miss. Sometimes they're really good. Sometimes they're like, eh. None of them are like really, really bad. There are no Ocarina of Time trees. I checked. Like literally, I was like walking next to a tree and I like stopped for a second and kind of like looked at it like, okay, like that's actually halfway decent tree texture. Okay, to explain that in Sword and Shield in the wild area, if you look at the trees, the textures for the trees are literally worse than Ocarina of Time for the N64. Like the tree textures from a 1997 game are better than like a modern game. Like that was the whole thing. Um, like gameplay wise, it's really good. I beat the first gym. I beat the first like Team Star challenge. The open world game is actually really refreshing. Like the gameplay is really refreshing. I'm actually really enjoying it. Um, some of the I haven't encountered any like the big glitches people have had, thankfully. Um, but like I've like there's some of them where like when you win when like sometimes when you win a battle, if the camera's angled wrong, it'll like clip through the ground. Um, oh yeah, I mean NPC pop in and obviously the whole frame rate thing. Like my thing is I played through Legends Arceus, and Legends Arceus is a game where you gotta accept that the graphics suck. Um, because if you can accept that the graphics suck, the gameplay is actually really good. It's kind of the same thing with like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So I'm basically looking at the same way I did Arceus, and like the graphics are good enough. Honestly, I'd say the graphics here are probably better than Arceus. Um, and honestly, I feel it's a good game. Right now, my thing is like an 8.5. I feel like by the time I'm done, this is going to be a 9.0 game.
Okay. I haven't got the game yet, so I don't even know what the case is with Pokemon. But I do know one thing though is that this is a completely different ball game for Pokemon, and at least Ash Ketchum is now the best that ever was.
Uh,
But you're on
Honestly,
mute.
I've never. I honestly, I thought like I I don't really care about the anime, so
I
whatever.
know, but they kind of had to make him win at least one championship because it
To
kept
be fair, they've
undermining the
had him win
song.
two. They had him win a regional, and now he won a world title.
Tevia says I still need to get this new Pokemon game.
Yeah,
Yes.
you do, Tevye. It's really good. I like how they give you a Pokemon as like a motorcycle kind of thing. It's really cool.
Mhm.
Um, like I like most of the new Pokemon designs are pretty cool. I went with Quaxley, the water type. That was that's nice. But yeah,
Nick, let me ask you this: when you used the motorcycle Pokemon, did you feel like did you name him Son of Anarchy?
I actually couldn't name him because he's not.
I think so, Tevia.
Yeah, you can't actually nickname him at this stage because
Oh, okay.
he's actually just like while he's technically in your party, he's not like a Pokemon you use for battling.
Oh,
So
okay.
so like
But you know what I was doing, right?
oh yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, definitely. Um, but that is there anything else you wanted to add for Pokemon?
Uh no.
No?
There's one more thing I kind of want to talk about. Did you guys see that tweet that Zack Snyder put out talking about? Okay, Autumn used to sign everything with this quote: "The goal is not to live forever, but to create something that does. All of you who made Justice League real honor her."
Oh, that hits the feels.
And I'm like, what a nice guy. What a
Yeah.
nice.
That hits all the feels.
I can pull it up if you want, Taladia.
No, I've got it. I've got the thing on the banner so you can pull it
Mhm.
up.
Okay, let me do that.
Yeah,
I played Nuzlocke.
Nuzlocke is really like yeah. I've tried doing Nuzlocke before and I failed.
Okay, hang on. Let me pull that up and sharing screen now.
Okay, give me a minute. Okay, add to stream. There we go. Autumn sites used to sign off. Hold on, let me get rid of the banner so you guys can read it.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
Autumn used to sign on everything. Quote: "The goal is not to live forever, but to create something that can't even read from far. Bloody hell. Uh, to create something that
That does.
does. All you need to do, all of you who made Justice League real, honor her. Yeah,
Then
truly
he goes
believe it.
on and says, not only by your amassing fundraising efforts for mental health, but by having had a hand in creating something that will live forever. And for that, I'm eternally grateful."
Yeah, I think honestly, the way the fans reacted after his daughter's death, I really feel like that did have an impact on him. Like I think it really did help him. That's my
Mhm.
assumption anyway.
Yeah, and we saw you just like Snyder Queen there.
Yeah, of course. I have to. She's a queen.
Yeah, she is
She
the
is our
queen.
queen. She is our royal highness.
Yeah, I already lost a fletching. Okay, you know anything about that, Nick?
Oh yeah, he's doing a Nuzlocke run, and I guess his Fletchling is a Pokemon, and actually one of my favorites. Um, and when it faints in a Nuzlocke run, basically the way it works is when a Pokemon faints, you treat it as like dead. It's kind of like it kind of turns Pokemon into a roguelike in a sense. And so when he said he lost a Fletchling, probably the Fletchling died, so he had to like treat it as dead.
Okay. By the way, guys, it's also just been a couple of days since Zack Snyder's Justice League petition was first launched.
Mhm.
Since like the anniversary for that day. Do you remember?
Yeah, geez. See, here's the thing. At the time when Justice League first came out, I didn't think it was that bad.
Why do you
At the
say that
time,
name?
wait, at the time, hear me out on this. Then I saw it a couple more times and I'm like, okay, that doesn't sit well with me. That doesn't sit well with me. And then Zach started posting on Vero all of the stuff that was taken out, like Darkseid, Cyborg's whole story. And I'm like, it literally fixes all my issues with the movie. And Superman didn't have a CGI lip.
Well,
That was
that
CGI
that
lip.
that that was kind of outside of Joss's control. So
No,
No,
but
but he
still,
also go on.
no, but still, it's like it's still because I
I
agree
I, I just
when
want to see the behind the scenes like shot of Justice League of Henry Cavill filming those scenes with the mustache. Like I just want to see that so bad.
me
I just
too.
want
I what they should have done is just brought Superman back with a beard because he's in the ground. But
to
honestly, here's the thing:
and a
as a
mullet, and a
creative,
mullet.
I think that as soon as Josh saw that they want him to change the movie and take away another creative vision, he should have said no. Screw you. That's what you should have said because you know what? He's a creative as well. That's why I have. That's another reason why I have zero respect for Joss Whedon. Zero.
Mhm. Because he doesn't appreciate people's talents or work.
Well, we know that, but what I'm saying is
Well,
because
Joss has long since been outed as a hack. So
you know it's bad. You know it's kind of funny. The people that wear T-shirts, this is what a feminist looks like. Chances are the most misogynist people ever. But my point
oh
is,
yeah, the whole male feminist stereotype. Yes,
yeah,
yes, that's true.
the whole thing is that he's a creative as well. And I just wish he had put himself in Zach's shoes. They want you to completely butcher the movie. And then, by the way, here's the worst part. They didn't change it to directed by Joss Whedon. It still says directed by Zack Snyder. So
Well,
I'm like,
here's actually the worst part. Uh, a lot of the scenes, Joss completely reshot them when he didn't have to. He went above and beyond what the studio wanted. So this is not a studio mandate. This is on Joss Whedon.
like the whole "you smell good" line, and we see the Snyder cut is like all that Lois said is "you spoke," and I'm like, that makes more sense.
or like the anime scene where
Mhm.
where Flash falls onto her boobs. Like, I'm sorry. There's some like I know you want to carry over anime shots, but that's not one of them.
That is the worst, most massage. The thirsty line. I'm like everything Joss added no value to that movie, and in fact was
Like
the
they basically changed Barry's character to make him like autistic and whatnot. Like I mean, or like the
God.
Hollywood perception of autism.
yeah. And here's the thing. Arguably, Joss Whedon did more to damage the DC brand than Zack Snyder ever did.
Facts.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's because of him we're in this situation.
Yep.
But on the positive side, though,
Yeah.
there is always the positive side. We did get the Snyder cut. We are getting Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot, and Ben Affleck back, and in their rightful roles, and in the right manner that they're supposed to be in. But also at the same time, Rain T. Carr's been petitioning for more stuff for Green Lantern. Just saying.
I don't blame him. Like seriously, he came that close to his big break. I'd be petitioning too.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
interesting if they release the Green Lantern scene.
That I would like to see. I would like.
Imagine if like on the lead up to Comic Con, all of a sudden that scene drops on YouTube and it's not just like incomplete, like they actually completed the scene. Like they spent like
With the special effects.
like they spent like $500,000 just to complete that scene as like a teaser for
Dude,
you know
that would blow up the internet as much as Henry Cavill.
and then they
and
announced
Ben
that they're
Affleck.
doing a Green Lantern movie with Wayne T. Carr.
As
You know
John
how
Stewart.
you know how many people that would get people excited.
Almost as
And they
much as
just
if they
they just like they dropped the scene 2 weeks before Comic Con, and it's fully redone, fully restored as a way to start building hype. And then they announce the Green Lantern movie with John T. Carr. Like they want to go through all the news cycles. Like they want, oh, the
Yeah.
scene's actually good. Like, oh, we like it now.
and then the way they conclude Comic-Con to a big F you to Marvel is all of a sudden Zack Snyder walks on stage and he goes, okay, so you guys enjoyed the Snyder cut, right? Well, I'm making a sequel.
Oh man.
I mean, they're gonna be announcing some big stuff. I feel like Man of Steel 2 is probably gonna get announced before that, probably.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's inevitable.
but like we're probably gonna get like okay, let's kind of do this right now. It's a bit early out, but Comic Con next year predictions. For me, it's 101.3. They're gonna probably drop the trailer for that. Um, let's see here. Maybe it might be a little bit too early for Justice League teasing, especially now if there's Zack not in play. Probably something Batman related. Like we'll probably get a Ben Affleck movie, probably trailer drop maybe. Um, Beyond that, I don't know because like Aquaman will have been released.
Oh,
Well,
I forgot one thing we forgot to talk about.
what?
CCXP.
What?
They're gonna show CCXP. You know,
What?
the Brazil convention, Comic Con convention.
Oh,
What is that?
So they're gonna Brazil is like you know how San Diego has their Comic Con,
Yeah.
SDCC. Brazil has their very own Comic Con convention, but they're gonna have all the DC stuff there from Shazam: Fury of the Gods to Flash, Aquaman: The Lost Kingdom. All of that will be there.
Speaking
Trailers.
of Shazam, I really hope we get a Mary Marvel movie. Like seriously, that girl. Mm.
chances are they're not going to do that because she's too much of a like really niche character for them to make a movie.
To be fair, like if it becomes the case where it's like she comes like a breakout character, like I feel like they're kind of angling her to be like the breakout character where she gets her own solo movie. Like I'd be fine with that because like I actually like the character and she's very appealing.
Mhm.
Yeah, so CCXP 2022 is happening. It's been confirmed, so I'm really excited for that because the last time they did CCXP, that was for Wonder Woman 84, and they also did some DC stuff, DC Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad, I think as well. So I think they might do Suicide Squad and Wonder Woman. You never know. Just saying.
Yeah, you
Just
never
like
know.
we'll announce it separately because I don't think both movies could mix.
No, I mean movies and video games tend to have that stuff at Comic
Oh
Con
yeah,
anyway.
yeah. I mean, we're gonna get news on Wonder Woman. I mean, obviously, um, because
No, no, I'm
they've
not
already
talking about the
announced it.
movie.
So
I'm not talking about the movie. I'm talking about the video game for Wonder Woman.
yeah, I know that they've already announced a video game. So like, obviously, we're gonna get some news about it probably in the first half of the year.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll
and
even see a demo.
and yeah, it's gonna be cool for Comic Con, especially for that. And we got a comment. All right, so
And I will be streaming Wonder Woman on my channel.
oh boy. Okay, Tevia says I accidentally sent to
Yeah, he
send.
sent me a video because yesterday he sent me an article Screen Rant did about DC needs to decide what to do about John Kent.
Uh,
The first problem is you read a Screen Rant article. Your second problem is that you read more than the title and still keep reading.
But
You know,
here is the one significant thing about this because Screen Rant is still considered a mainstream entertainment
they're a
news.
rag. They're a tabloid at best.
But the very idea that this is circulating, because I've seen Screen Rant say
They
need to
literally
decide
create
what to do.
articles to stir controversy to get clicks. They are, by very definition, a clickbait.
Okay, but Nick, I'm
website.
saying I've seen other sources say the same thing.
mhm.
Hmm.
So, by the way, the Batman says the Wonder Woman game looks dope.
It
Yes,
does. It does.
it's gonna be done by Monolith Productions, the people who
Hmm.
made the Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor games. And
Monolith does good stuff, so I got faith.
yeah, I got faith in them. I got faith in the production team. I also got faith in the fact the art direction they're gonna go for. I really do
Yeah.
because the style is completely different.
And
You know
because
what would be cool?
here's
Like a
the thing.
Wonder Woman style Zelda game. Like I could totally go for that.
Here's the thing. I could see based upon like what they
Yes,
did with like the Lord of the Rings game. I know that they can make a really good Wonder Woman game in terms of visuals because if it looks anything like Shadow of War too, because you could make Wonder Woman work with that art style. Looks fantastic.
And as far as like the gameplay style of like sword play and traversal, you could easily fit Wonder Woman into that kind of mold. So the fact that they have experience in like the type of gameplay that would suit Wonder Woman really well does actually give me a good amount of confidence.
Now, do you guys think they'll allow her to fly, or if like
no,
the way
flying
they
is
did in the
too hard to
Avengers?
control. I think she'll be able to jump, maybe glide. I think glide at best, or at the very least, they'll put her in her jet.
Or I think what they'll do is make her fly, but the way they do it in Avengers, where there's a ceiling of how high you can go.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I feel like video games haven't really nailed down characters flying.
Tevia,
They're not
they're
going to give him his own game.
how many times did we?
Did Tevia really advocate for a Super Sons game? Like, dude,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
know you like
Read
Super
the
Sons,
comment.
but seriously.
Read the comment, Nick.
All right, let me read it.
They're not going to do that.
Oh my god.
John Ken is too niche, dude.
Tevia just mod God of War, mod Superman and John Kent into God of War. Like seriously, it's on PC.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
That's all you gotta do, Tevia. Just mod God of War and you'll be fine. But they're not doing a Super Sons game. Just get out your system. It's not happening.
They're not going
Sorry.
to have John Kent in a game because guess what? That's too recent of a thing and it's too niche of a thing for them to do John Kent. And plus, here's the thing. If they do put John Kent into a game, I got news for you. They're going to go with the comics John Kent, which is the 17-year-old. So I wouldn't be advocating for John Kent to be in a game.
Yes, you want Super Gay the game, then that's what you'll get.
Tevia, if you got a strong, powerful PC, you can play the game. And you can mod on powerful PC.
Actually, God of War is fairly well optimized. You don't need like a top of the line PC for God of War. It's actually same thing with Spider-Man. Like Spider-Man as well is fairly well optimized. So
we need
like honestly, as long as you have like a 1650, which is literally a 2-generation old graphics card, you should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the Batman, yes, we need Superman first before we can ever do a Super Sun game. That's a given.
But on my thing, they're not. Yes, but he's not a main character in that game. He's a DLC.
Are you okay?
He's an Easter egg character. I'm getting over a cold, but
too much John Kent is clogging his throat.
Too much John Kent. But dude, that's different because guess what? He's not the main character of that game. He's a side character at best in that game. He's a character you get a quest to attain. That's it.
Like, if I'm going to play devil's advocate, I think what Tevia wants is like a Spider-Man PS4 situation. Like with Miles Morales being being John Kent kind of thing. Which, if they did that route, sure, it could probably work. But like, and now they're doing Spider-Man and Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2 with Venom and whatnot. But like, and then they did like the standalone DLC. But like,
they won't do it.
I don't think John Kent. I think Miles Morales is actually a stronger character than John Kent.
Here's the thing: thanks to Tom Taylor, John Kent's IP has been damaged to the point where they're not even going to entertain a game.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the big difference between Miles and Spider-Man, where it's like in Miles and John, it's like Miles has actually has his IP repaired. Like not just into the Spider-Verse, but also the PS4 game, and then he got his own standalone DLC, which was really good.
But yeah, dude, his IP is damaged, very badly damaged.
They need to call in Lord and Miller and do a Super Sons animated movie into the Spider-Verse style. Like that actually would be pretty good.
That'd be cool.
Oh my god, I want them to do that now. I want Lord Miller to do a Superman movie.
No, don't give Tevia ideas, Nick.
I'm sorry, but Lord and Miller have proven to be the saviors of IP, and I actually think they could actually do a Superman movie with John Kent and Superman, like that actually would be really good.
You know what? I would love to see a Batman Ninja style Superman movie.
That'd be cool. I hope they have a better story.
Okay, let's stop talking about John Kent because we're literally killing Jared. I don't want Jared to die. He's too good looking to die.
Yeah, he's too good looking to die. Yeah, in terms of that, yeah, definitely.
Thank you. I am too good looking to die. I appreciate it.
I'll be all for that.
Oh, so you'd be all for 17-year-old John Kent being in a game. Then okay, that's what he
Okay.
said.
He said
Oh,
that.
okay.
He said, okay, Tevya. Okay, Tevya.
Well, Tevia's willing to play ball, so okay.
Yeah, he says he just says LOL.
It'll be the Tom Taylor super. It'll be the Tom Taylor son of Kal-El in the game, but okay.
Okay, yeah.
It's like monkey's paw. If like you
Oh,
wanna
he's like,
clap
oh,
that monkey
no.
paw, then go ahead.
You said you'd be okay with all that, Tevia.
Remember, monkey's paw.
And from
He
what I
just said-
hear,
Like
a lot of game devs.
I wish for John Kent to be in a video game. Okay,
He's like,
but
"Oh,
it's the
no,
17-year-old
in your
version.
And from
He's
what
like,
I
what?
hear, game devs watch Taladia streams, so
Yeah.
you may have just screwed yourself, dude.
Uh-oh. Taladia, we're giving all the game devs ideas. Oh no.
And it's not my
Oh,
dreams,
no.
Tevia. I'm just telling you what they would do.
Watch, a year from now they unveil John Kent as 17 years
It's
old.
a dating simulator with him and Jay Nakamura.
It's a mobile. Oh my god, I could totally see them doing that. Like a
It's called-
DC dating sim on mobile.
You just called us maniacs. We're not maniacs.
He's a maniac. Maniac. That's for short. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I resemble that remark, so I own that.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, calling you a maniac, but I'm not no maniac. I'm a legend.
Yeah. And well, by process of elimination, that
I'm
means
the comics lord.
But well, no, actually, by process of elimination, you're a god, Jared.
Comics god. I like that.
Are you a
blasphemous.
god, Jared? Are you a
A
god,
little blasphemous, but okay.
Jared? Are you a god?
I'm the comics lord. Okay, I'm not.
When
Comics
someone
god.
asks if you're a god, you say yes.
No, there's only one god, and he does not look like me.
I'm sorry, Jared. You perfectly set you set me
Jared-
up for the Ghostbusters.
Jared is the good side of dark side.
Hey,
So,
I'll take that. I'll take
So you're
that.
saying he's light side?
Oh my gosh. man.
I'm
Where's
sorry,
my-
you guys are just setting me up for these home runs.
To
I'm
quote
sorry.
my clip, oh Moses, smell the roses.
and then
Like
the dark
I'm
side.
sorry, you guys are just setting me up. It's like you guys are just keep throwing me these home runs.
I mean, but
They're not really home runs, dude. They're duds.
yeah. You know,
So is your
seriously,
mother. Oh,
Yes, that now Tevi's making sense. Yes, a Superman game probably made by it won't be made by Santa Monica Studios, but yeah, that would be cool.
oh my God!
yeah, but there is a rumor that they're working on a new IP. So
I
Well,
just
the
want a
thing is,
Superman game. Is that too much to ask? Is that really too much to ask?
Here's the
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
about like it won't be by Santa Monica because that's a Sony studio, and Sony if Sony's gonna do a property, it's gonna be a Marvel property.
Yeah, probably.
Like that's why Insomniac is doing the Wolverine game, even though Insomniac is literally owned by Sony. And the fact that Sony owns Spider-Man, they literally have a vested interest in Marvel properties. I don't think they would do a DC game because because even doing Wolverine, that still tangentially helps them on the Spider-Man side. So like,
Because I was thinking about this. Rocksteady could use the free flow element from Batman, but with a Superman game. In other words, you're fighting like in the sky, and you still do like all the blocks and all the counters and everything.
that wouldn't work. That would not work in the free throw combat. They tried that shit. They tried that shit on WB Montreal. Did try it. It
Oh,
didn't
okay.
work out. That's why. That's why it got cancelled. Remember?
yeah,
Oh,
there's
okay.
a reason why you don't really see many games where characters can like freeform fly, or a reason why you've never actually seen games with flight combat, like hand-to-hand flight combat that works.
But what they should do, take what worked in Superman Returns. I still say that's a great concept for a Superman game because
The city
health-
being the health.
yes, and the flying was great.
Yeah.
They have plenty of what they have a perfect example of how to essentially make these elements work. Granted, Superman Returns was not the best Superman game, but it was a good like example of how to make this stuff work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before we end it off, PK says Gotham Knights video script is done. Video will be probably 11 minutes long at minimum. So we can't
Awesome.
wait. We can't wait to look forward. We were looking forward to that, PK. for that video. Make sure you guys do subscribe to PK on YouTube. And also, guys, make sure you do subscribe to Jared and to Nick. The links are in the description below. And this has been Comically Daytime because it is a daytime show
As
that we're
opposed to
doing this,
nighttime.
and we do this every
But
weekend
but
or every
but
month.
where am I gonna find out who is the mother of my baby?
What?
What do you mean?
You
What?
said it's a daytime show.
I don't know.
Uh,
Jerry,
Nick,
Jerry,
Nick,
Jerry.
you're really reaching. You're really reaching at this
yeah,
point.
No,
Nick.
what I'm doing is I'm screeching.
Okay.
Oh
I
God.
really
Just
wish I
end
was
the
on
show
cam.
now
I
before.
really wish I was on cam because I literally put on my glasses, my CSI Miami style as I said that. So
Okay, Tevye says he's reviewed Gotham Knights as well. Cool. I'll
And then
take a look
I
at
will
that.
be reviewing the story mode on my channel.
I appreciate that, PK. Subscribe to all of us. I appreciate that all so much. And before I end, actually, because I wanted to say this and bring this up, is that possibly Monday or Tuesday, I'll be doing my own show, like without these two, because these two will be working. They got their own things to do. But
yeah, we're all a bunch of knuckleheads.
in two
Speak for
weeks,
yourself, Nick.
in two
I
weeks,
do speak for myself as well as for you.
I'll be having these two knuckleheads and Jay Heat, and I'll be in 2 weeks actually. What is it? 2 weeks? Yeah. In 2 weeks' time, we'll have these two knuckleheads, and on top of that, I'll be getting the back channel, and we'll be
Yeah.
talking about a lot of this stuff, and it'll be at 10 p.m. Eastern time. Yes, 10 p.m. No, not Eastern time. 10 p.m. GMT. I know I said Eastern time, so it'll be about 6 o'clock Eastern time. We'll be talking a lot of this week in DC comically daytime because it'll still be daytime for you guys in America. So that's what we'll be doing. And furthermore, I know Nick, Jared, have you got anything coming up that you want to spread awareness to people know
I'm
to
gonna be
check you out?
doing a review of the Gotham Knights story on Monday. That's when that video comes out. And I will be also doing a probably under two capes examining that Superboy article because I can tell that Tevye really wants me to do a content on it. So I'm like, all right, I'll do it. Plus the fact I think they should de-age him. But yeah, I'm still dying. But yeah, it's just that and just looking forward to having you two nincompoops back in the channel.
Hey, I resemble that remark.
Yeah,
You
I
resemble
can't
that
wait.
remark.
I mean,
Okay.
I can't wait to be on. Like the next time I'll be on their channel, hopefully it won't be at midnight, because like
Mhm,
I gotta get back to my sleeping patterns. Because
mhm,
honestly, I screwed up my sleeping patterns over the last few days.
mhm.
So yeah, once I get my sleeping patterns sorted, I'll be on
Oh,
their channel.
and tomorrow we are going to review Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, so stay tuned for that on Jared's channel. I'll be there for that because I've been watching The Dark Knight Rises, so we can't wait to discuss that. And Nick, what have you got going on for your channel, and what have you got coming up? And any Screecher promotion you can do that
Well,
right now.
I'm doing the Avatar rewatch with Jared. That'll be hitting up every Monday. We'll be recording that tomorrow, and then beyond that, just working on Turn Samurai #3 as well as kind of finishing up Screecher, which is at the printers right now. So I'm kind of in a bit of a lull period, where it's like I'm waiting for it, or we're waiting for that to get finished and kind of things to start up. So I'm just enjoying kind of a nice break, honestly.
Nice, nice. And I've got like on my channel, guys, I've got the show, daily show, possibly Monday, Tuesday. I'll let you guys know on Twitter. And also I'll be doing the podcast for Inside the Multiverse, a DC Comics podcast, uh, next weekend with DC Comics Gamer, my co-host.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so that's gonna be really, really exciting. So in the chat now is obviously my Twitter, my YouTube, hopefully that pops up, and also the podcast. Um, and those links will be in the description as well, so make sure you guys do check them out. They're pretty cool, and it's gonna be we have got pretty cool things coming going forward for the podcast. We've got a Discord server. These nincompoops are in the Discord server too, just to let you guys know. It's a great it's a great community. If you want to be a part of it, you're more than welcome to join. and
I bring the
we'll
memes.
keep. Yeah, and these guys. Not only that, guys. Not only that, but we will do lots of good things in the future, especially on the Comics League daytime. I promise you that. On that on that note, I've been your host, Taladia Plays. That has been Nick, and that has been Jared. Uh, yeah, Jared and Nick, and I've been Taladia Plays. I'll see you guys in the next video.
See you later.
Peace.